Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Mari Pepin, a Bachelor Nation alum, discusses if Jenn Tran should return to Bachelor in Paradise following their breakup. Mari Pepin, a former Miss USA Top 10 finalist, has first-hand experience with on-screen romance. As a competitor on Matt James' season of The Bachelor, she first entered the Bachelor Nation complex. Eventually, she made her way to Bachelor in Paradise, where she made the acquaintance of her future husband, Kenny Brash. The pair, who became engaged during Paradise's 7th season, wed in Puerto Rico in November of 2023. Nearly a year later, the reality TV personality is still ecstatic with her romantic companion. On behalf of BetUS, the 28-year-old marketing director talked with TV Insider about all things Jenn Tran, Grant Ellis, and her opinions on the franchise's present situation. How was the first year of your marriage? Mari Pepin, how are things going? We've performed admirably. In all honesty, I think that everyone, or at least I thought I did, had this expectation, yet marriage is often discussed as being completely different from courtship or engagement. To be honest, we don't think it's all that different. Before being married, we shared a home, and now that we are married, we continue to live together. We've been okay, so it feels somewhat the same. Aside from obviously finding your husband, why did you find Bachelor in Paradise to be a better experience than The Bachelor? Pepin, that was far superior. Additionally, I believe I repeat this constantly. I still would have argued that Paradise is the better date because of the much more laid-back atmosphere, even if we hadn't ended up getting married. In terms of production, a lot more people in relationships are being focused on than The Bachelor or Bachelorette, which helps to relieve some of the pressure because you get to sit back, relax, and watch the drama unfold while they're filming these two people fighting. Not to mention that you are not stuck in one spot the entire time. Instead, you are on a gorgeous beach in a different nation. How would you advise someone who wants to see the upcoming season of Paradise? Pepin, generally speaking, I would advise people to just have fun and be open to the process, as I believe that the absence of relationships that resulted from the previous several seasons was what really made them disappointing. However, the fact that it was so evident that there were connections and that people were chit-chatting and hanging out before they arrived at the beach kind of takes the fun factor out of it. What did you think Devin Strader did in calling off the engagement, and how did you feel about The Bachelorette's finale? Pepin, oh my goodness, everything is awful. The ending, in my opinion, was a stomach hit. While it was heartbreaking and difficult to see, I was really shocked by how almost cruelly everything seemed to be shown, and poor Jenn was unable to speak. Oh my God, someone get her off stage and give her a moment to calm down, I exclaimed. Seeing her go through that again and explain what had happened was difficult. Regarding Devin, I was aware of him throughout the first 2 or so episodes of the season. I don't know about this guy, I said. Something about him appeals to me. I'm not sure. For me, it was not connecting. However, I believe that the general public's opinion of him was, oh, we love this guy. For everyone else, he's fantastic, and I replied, I'm not sure. I fail to understand. Then he did start to grow on me because, in my opinion, he was able to kind of persuade and make everything sound pleasant and good in front of Jenn and the audience. After all of this, I realized that something was going on there. Even if, I suppose, he did a superb job of masking and covering it. Is Jenn a suitable candidate for Bachelor in Paradise? Pepin, in my opinion, Jenn shouldn't participate in Bachelor in Paradise. I think the program has shown what they're ready to do to obtain the story they want, especially with her. It's nearly hard to want to put yourself back in that position if you keep it in the back of your mind, especially when her particular case is so tragic. I don't believe she ought to repeat the action. Pepin, I'm very happy for Grant. I thought it was uncool that they were making such an early announcement when he was originally revealed. I'm curious as to why. However, it all makes sense when you consider what transpired with Jenn. I believe that her announcement as the Bachelorette was made at the last minute, which is why we got up with guys that may not have especially cared for her or been there for her. I'm happy that they're taking the effort to locate women who are genuinely interested in Grant or who are there for him. I believe that has the power to completely alter a season's course. How do you and Kenny handle the attention that the public receives from your relationship? Pepin, I believe there is initially a great deal more pressure to conform to public opinion. That is to say, while you're engaged and keeping your relationship a secret from the world, you have a lot of pressure to succeed because people are cheering you on and saying things like, "I'm watching you guys and you guys are so great together." A small amount of pressure is present. Fortunately for us, though, it made little difference because we already knew that we would eventually get married. We weren't very affected by that. As a married couple, though, I will admit that there is still a little amount of time when we go out in public and we have to make sure we're happy and smiling because if we're not, someone might snap a picture of us and say, "Oh my God, look, they have RBF." That's obviously untrue, as they can't possibly detest one another. Following Jenn's Bachelorette finale, Kelsey Anderson believes the show should cast for its lead. Star of The Bachelor Kelsey Anderson has defended former cast member Jenn Tran after her heartbreaking Bachelorette finale. The Bachelorette, a popular dating show on ABC, had a bittersweet ending to season 21 when it was announced that 26-year-old Jenn's engagement to Devin Strader had dissolved. The two got back together in front of a live studio audience during last week's finale to talk about the breakdown of their romance. There, Jenn chastised Devin for continuing to follow Maria Jorgas, her former Bachelor co-star, on Instagram following their split. It was previously disclosed that many of the eliminated contestants had originally applied to the show believing the lead would be the Bachelor season 28 finalists Maria or Daisy. This revelation occurred during the Men Tell All episode, which saw the discarded contestants get together to discuss the drama of the season. Since then, viewers have criticized the show's creators for failing to cast guys who were keen to date Jenn. The 26-year-old Kelsey, who co-starred with Jenn on season 26 of The Bachelor earlier this year, addressed the topic on Tuesday, September 10th, at Raising Cane's New York Fashion Week event. She agreed with the outrage. She told The Independent, "I don't think they necessarily ever casted for specific leads, and I think that they should, and that showed from this past season of The Bachelorette. Being in the crowd for her finale and witnessing it was just terrible. Jenn, in my opinion, merits the best. She is a wonderful woman with a big heart. However, I can't image going through what she did because everything I said to Joey and everything she said to me meant a lot. I also can't imagine someone saying, 'I truly didn't mean that,' after the fact," Kelsey continued. Devin Strader, her disrespectful ex, is criticized by Jenn Tran for leaking her personal texts. Devin Strader and Jenn Tran on The Bachelorette. John Fleenor/Disneyland. Many members of Bachelor Nation have shared their thoughts on the developments surrounding Jenn Tran and Devin Strader's Bachelorette breakup tale on social media. The internet went crazy after the Houston-based freight company owner broke up with her in a 15-minute phone chat, and Jenn had had enough. After ex-fiancé Devin turned to Instagram and gave his side of the story in a 13-minute video that includes private emails between him and Jenn, the 26-year-old Bachelorette lead spoke out on the vile files. Since then, the video has been removed. Jenn remarked, "He's wasted already 6 months of my life." But she didn't see his video. "I won't even give him 13 minutes, let alone another second. I'm ready." The fact that he gave his version of events was irrelevant to her. What really wounded her was when they shared their personal text conversations. Your first thought is never, "Oh my gosh, these texts might actually be blasted for the whole world to see," when you get engaged to somebody or start dating someone. Since it is such a breach of privacy, I had a lot of friends and relatives texting and phoning me about it as soon as I found out. I felt incredibly violated and insulted, as well as angry and disappointed, she said. In the midst of preparing for Dancing with the Stars, the PA was especially displeased with Devin's lack of consideration for her. She said, "Dude, my mom's on the internet. What's up with that?" It wasn't appreciative at all, and it was disrespectful. She was perplexed by his decision to wait days after the conclusion, but she was unaffected by his decision to speak out. Jenn said, "He had time at AFR to say it. I heard very little, but I don't know about you. It's clear that everyone is still in favor of Jenn, therefore nobody is entirely clear about Devin's intentions. Bachelor Nation is supporting Jenn because villains from Season 21, now redeemed, Sam McKinney and Aaron Erb, as well as former Bachelors Ben Higgins and Mari Pepin, are speaking out. She's currently prepared to go on with her life and start creating TikToks alongside Jonathan Johnson, a popular figure among fans. She emphasized, "This is the last time I'm talking about this because this is not what I want. I don't need to wait 6 months for this breakup to end. I'm prepared to move on because I'm done with it." Currently, the manner in which he has been acting, disclosing our texts and engaging in other actions, indicates to me that this is not the type of person I would want to spend the rest of my life with. Jenn said, "Everything truly happened for a reason," as she wrapped up the conversation. "Despite all of this mess, I'm thankful that it turned out to be a blessing in disguise." Look up _translate.